A mini greenhouse is for life, not just for spring.
Hello and welcome to Get Gardening. Normally, we film our videos at the glorious East Ruston Old Vicarage with its 32 acres, but not everybody has that much space, including me. So for this week's video, we've come to my garden, 100 foot of suburban paradise. Now this week's video is in answer to a question sent in by DMC on Twitter. And don't forget, you can ask a question anytime by getting in touch with Get Gardening on Twitter at Get Gardening Now. DMC's question was, in need of advice, I'm quite a new gardener and can't afford a greenhouse at the moment. Are cold frames a good option? Now, cold frames are incredibly useful. I have one myself and it's always packed with those seedlings that you're hardening off and getting used to the temperatures, leaving that lid open on a lovely sunny spring day and keeping it closed on a cold night. And there's all of that structure around any seedlings, any cuttings, something you could maybe overwinter sweet peas if you'd sown them in October and then wanted to keep them through the winter. But had you considered, instead of a cold frame, something a little different? Perhaps something like this, a 4-tier mini greenhouse. Now, if you're new to gardening, this may look a little bit niche, but actually they're all over the place. I've seen them in Tiger, in lots of city shops, and in garden centres, of course, though my nearest garden centre, something like this cost about £40. So I went online and got it for less than 20. People do say they're flimsy, that the plastic doesn't last, that they're no replacement for a greenhouse. But if you haven't got the funds for a full greenhouse, or indeed the space, this is a good alternative. But it's no good looking at it in the box. Let's see how easy it is to build. So we have poles, we have some shelving, lots of tubes and hopefully some instructions. Ooh. So I have finally constructed my mini greenhouse, which I'm quite impressed with. It was not the most sturdy frame, but it was easier to put together than I thought, and believe me, I'm not a flat pack furniture kind of girl. All that's left is to put the plastic cover over, and this really is the magic. Not because it's going to last forever, because that's probably not the case, but this is what's going to give you the added advantage. It's quite a small structure, so when this gets some sun on it, the inside is going to heat up. That is something to watch out for. You don't want your seedlings to overheat, and ideally something like this does want to be in a south or southwest facing position rather than tucked up in a dark corner where you have a bit of space. Much like compost heaps, always put them somewhere sunny. But this is going to allow your seedlings to have a real head start in life. Lots of sun, lots of warmth, and the zipper on the front means that you can help to harden them off. In the same way as lifting a cold house lid, you can, good luck here, you can open that zipper to allow different amounts of cold in depending on the temperature. But this is going really, really well. Don't open that zip, just having a small battle with the greenhouse. Don't open this zip until it's about 10 degrees at least outside. So here we have it, our mini greenhouse with 4 shelves just waiting for everything from half-hardy annuals you can get sowing to salads and micro veg. They'll get all of that light around them. It's a nice small space, so they'll be nice and warm. Do open that zipper so they don't overheat, and keep them watered as with any seedling. Just don't overwater them. Probably best with something like this to have them in trays so that the water from the top doesn't deluge the plants underneath, especially when they're very, very delicate. And do also keep an eye out for marauding molluscs. My cold frame seems to be a haven for them. They get in there, they get under the sides of the pots. So a late night hunt for those slugs, bit of rehoming, maybe some beer traps would be a good idea. Now don't forget, your mini greenhouse is not just for spring, it's for life, as long as it lasts that long. You can get your sweet peas sown in October and put them in here to overwinter. You could start things like cornflowers in here and overwinter them. It just gives that bit of extra protection. So once you've got all of your spring crops started, if you don't need any more, if you're short on space, you can disassemble it, tuck it away, and then bring it out again to be handy over winter. The joys of a mini greenhouse. See, DMC, you don't need all the money or all the space. You can still have just as much of a gardening adventure. Hey!